welcome back to the F1 universe. I'm your host, Latifi, and I have two of the amazing co-hosts here with me, Midland and Baruch. So welcome back, guys.
Hello there.
Hello. How you doing? How you doing?
Right.
How's your days been?
Yeah, good. It's the weekend.
Yeah,
It's such nice weather outside. That's sarcastic.
Mine's
typical English weather pours upon us today.
Although, if this sticks around for next weekend's race,
that'll be.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Baruch, how have you been?
yeah. Well, I think I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Wait.
Good.
I'm joking. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So today's topic is, I think, a topic that's already been covered a lot, silly season. So we're gonna talk about our predictions for next year. Woo! And I mean, the teams have beaten us to it. They've got, I think, half the teams are done with their fixtures. So woohoo! So how we're gonna do this, guys, is we're gonna go from the bottom of the table to the top as of last year's results.
Oh
yeah. So the first team we're gonna start off with is Williams Mercedes. Now, I believe they've confirmed their lineup, which is Latifi and Russell. Have they made the right choice? And also, if you had the opportunity to control the seats for next year, who would you put in those two seats? So I'm going to start off with Midland.
I mean, with George Russell, I thought, he was in the pound seat for that Mercedes seat, which obviously he wants to get as soon as possible. But I guess Valtteri has done a pretty good job so far this season, so that's why it looks more likely that Valtteri's seat will get confirmed. But that's another seat. I think George Russell deserves to stay in Formula One. I would like to see him in a more competitive team, but he definitely deserves a seat. So if he's to get any seat, he may as well be the Williams one. In regards to Latifi, he's spun a lot this year and he's crashed a lot this year. So far, he hasn't really had a good record. Obviously, he's got a lot of money coming in his end. And I guess that's why the team needs him. So, anyway, I think Williams are in a phase where they need significant funding. So I guess that's their only choice. I don't know who other drivers that they have in the helm. I think they have
Aiken, Chadwick, Ticktum.
Yeah.
I really thought Aiken was going to get that seat.
Aiken really deserves a seat, 100%. Yeah.
He's had a very impressive start as well.
Jamie Chadwick, I don't know. I've seen a bit of her racing record, but yeah.
And Ticktum's on fire.
Ticktum had a great first race. He had a great first race.
Yeah.
P1.
Yeah.
He was.
Your opinions on Russell and Latifi?
I mean, I'm very happy about it because we all know what Russell can do, considering his qualifying has been off the chart recently, quite literally. And last season, we saw what he did against Ferrari in Monza with Vettel. He kept him behind for around 20 laps and then yielded. But I think keeping Russell is good. Like Midland said, maybe in a more challenging team such as Racing Point, because we've seen their pace. And Latifi, I'm not really too sure. Like I said, Williams have been very, very good in their qualifying. And Latifi did get a great start last race as well. But that didn't really continue. He did spin. But I think it's a good decision keeping Russell and Latifi because we don't know what they can do next year, considering their pace this year. I think they're faster than Ferrari. I think they're going to be faster than Ferrari, honestly.
At this rate,
So my take on this is that Russell and Latifi are a strong pairing. They do seem to have a connection. They do seem to get along. It's not like Perez and Ocon or that type. Russell, he deserves any seat in Formula One. He is an amazing driver with amazing skills. Latifi, the reason why I feel like they're keeping Russell and Latifi is because I believe they can have the same car as this year to next year, so they can continue to give more feedback and then get the car and make Project 2022 a much better car.
I think,
get what I mean?
yeah, I think getting rid of, there needs to be a matter of consistency now, because now Williams have actually improved by their cars pace.
They're all in Q2.
Exactly. So their car is definitely getting quicker, and they need to ensure that matter of consistency, because what they're doing right now is good. Like you say, if they develop, and I think Latifi just needs a bit more time.
I mean, it's his first ever season in F1.
And it's such a weird way in which he started as well. Yeah.
He has to wait, I think, 6 months.
Exactly. Like, imagine just training for 6 months and then stopping, and then, it's just...
So let us get on to the first team that have both seats free, Haas Ferrari.
Oh no.
Let's start with Varish for this one. Who do you think is going to be in those two seats next year for Haas?
I'm scared to hear this one.
I still think they're going to keep Magnussen, honestly. He has done very well. He is a very good driver. But maybe Haas can improve with their pace. And they have a Ferrari engine. I know they've been slow this season, but they could have done way better with a Ferrari engine last year. I mean, we saw what they did 2 years ago. In USA, especially Texas, Texas. They had a great race. Magnussen getting a few points as well, and the last year as well. I don't think he got any points or has at all. They were really poor last season, but this season they actually managed to pick up a point last race. Magnussen had brilliant pace, I'm not going to lie. And that's why I chose Magnussen. And, God.
The next person?
Hulkenberg.
Oh, he's gone for Hulkenberg.
That's interesting.
Well, I mean, I think I'm being smart here because Hulkenberg's got a lot of pace. He's a very experienced driver with, sadly, no poles. But I think if he's in a Haas with a better engine than Renault, if they can get a better engine than Renault, I think Hulkenberg would do very well in Haas. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Okay. Netherlands?
Because that's exactly the same lineup I was thinking as well.
Oh!
I was thinking Hulkenberg as well, because I think Grosjean has even expressed intent to leave.
I was about to say, yeah.
Like, he's thinking of retiring. And to be honest, it's not like he's going to win anytime soon. So, I think Hulkenberg is the right person. He's got the relevant experience. He's quite pacey. And I think him and Magnussen, even though they have history,
just stay in their separate pods.
Yeah, I think that's probably the only barrier right now. Their relationship, how that will fare out, but they can get over it. They're big boys; they can get over it. But I was thinking exactly the same lineup.
I've gone for a different route, actually.
Oh no.
So this is kind of in with the Alfa Romeo and Haas thing, since they've got Ferrari engines. I'm keeping Kevin Magnussen. He is an amazing driver, got skills. He picks up points whenever he can, depending on the car. He will get the qualifying pace. He's got everything. But his partner in crime, I feel like it will be Robert Schwartzman.
Oh, he's very smart.
This is because I feel like this is going for Alfa Romeo, but they've got a bit of a hard choice to pick with Ferrari Junior Academy drivers. But the reason why I've gone for Schwartzman is because he is a Ferrari Driver Academy Junior, and Haas do have a Ferrari engine. And I feel like Haas needs some sort of younger flair in the team, considering Kevin is a bit more older and he has a lot of experience with the team. He's got experience with F1 in general. And just bringing a younger person into the team with little experience in F1 can maybe, give a little sprout of energy into Haas and make them feel a bit more happier with the team, I guess, in a way.
He's in F2 now, or is he still
He's
in
in F2 right now. He's partnered up with Mick Schumacher in Prema, and he is the current reigning F3 champion.
Yeah.
And I feel like if he gets enough points, if he's in the top 3, I feel like he'll have enough super license points to get into F1. And with Alfa Romeo, I'm not going to say who I've got for Alfa Romeo, but I think we all have an eye on who's going to be in Alfa Romeo next year. I feel like Robert Schwartzman will be let out, and he's a very skilled driver. So I feel like him coming into Haas will be a bit more of a better experience for him, for Haas in general, and a new kind of lineup for the team with old and young. Kind of how Ferrari did with Vettel and Leclerc. Just bring someone new, may get points, may get experience, just a new route for them in general. So that's my prediction for Haas. Yes. So moving on to Alfa Romeo Racing Ferrari. I'm going to start with Midland for this one. Line up.
Oh, God. Wait, who's in that? Oh, yeah, Kimi Räikkönen and Giovinazzi.
Giovinazzi.
Yeah, I think Kimi's days are numbered, to be honest. I mean, obviously, he'll be a great loss to the sport. He's a world champion, but let's be honest, he's just sticking around to get a bit more peas. Other than that, he's not really doing much for the team. He hasn't really developed the team. So, yeah, I don't really see what is there for him. Giovinazzi, I don't know. I've never been so impressed. Giovinazzi has never stood out for me.
No, that is true.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. I really think that, what Alpha did a few years ago with Leclerc at the helm and Ericsson. I think having a young driver lineup, like you said, Haas, would really energize the team and really kick them up. Because right now, I think Alpha are the slowest team right now, even behind Williams. So that's quite disappointing. So
let's go, Williams.
Yeah, I think and also I've heard various rumors about Seb as well, talking to Alfa Romeo as his very last resort. So that again could be another possibility. They could have Seb. In my opinion, I think they should have an experienced driver.
Yeah.
And I think Seb is a good experienced driver. And the other driver, which I feel like Boris wants to say, but I'm going to say, it's the Schumacher.
Yeah.
You're
again a Varush.
I'm sorry. She put me first. I had to say. So Mick Schumacher and Seb would be my chosen lineup.
The chosen ones.
The chosen ones.
Varush, your lineup.
Well, I've actually gone with Vettel and Schumacher.
Oh,
that's a shock.
You guys did something together. You guys did a little talk.
No.
Great minds think alike.
Exactly.
I put Vettel and Schumacher like a month ago.
I had this planned ages ago.
Yeah.
Planned ages ago.
I wasn't expecting Boris to be so sensible with this.
I know.
Honestly, I think, considering what Schumacher's been doing for the last 2 years for Prema, yeah, he's performed very well. I think in Hungary he got P3 and P3.
Yeah,
and
he won.
He won last year.
Yeah.
Last season he got a few poles as well. So we know what he can do, following the footsteps of his fathers, doing very well. Not in the team wise, please no. But I think Schumacher would do a very good job in Alfa Romeo.
I think once he gets into Formula One, he would really show. I think in F2, Yeah, and obviously there's so much pressure on the guy, being that he's the son of the most successful driver in the
There's
sport.
a fact about him that during his karting days, he used his mum's surname because he didn't want all that pressure and all that cameras on him.
Wow,
And so
yeah.
as soon as he got into the more higher leagues of FIA championships, he's then started using Schumacher.
Right.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of sponsorship behind him, and I think,
Under Armour.
Oh, yeah.
Name one.
Yeah, I think Richard Mill as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, those kind of sponsors could definitely help Alpha as well. So definitely, and like it's the brand, right?
Yeah.
Alfa Romeo is as close as you can get to a Ferrari, and it will be a good starting phase for him.
I've also chosen Vettel because of how good he is. Because we know what he can do. He didn't perform well in Ferrari. He tried very hard, but didn't win any championship. I think if he goes into a team that hasn't got a lot of pace, he'll be a little like calm. And also, I like the fact that Schumacher and Vettel will be together because it'll kind of be like the Mercedes that they once had with the Germans. And we know that Mick Schumacher is a very good driver, and we know that Vettel's won 4 championships in a row. So if you put an experienced driver, it's like it's kind of going to be like
the recipe for a perfect cake.
No, but I think it'll be such an amazing story because Vettel looked up to Michael,
Schumacher,
and now he's helping his son, develop his son. That's such an amazing story, you know. Who knows? It could happen. It could happen. And yeah, Vettel with no pressure I think he would absolutely excel at the team. Yeah.
As much as I love the Vettel Schumacher story, I haven't gone with a Vettel and Schumacher.
Why you got to ruin the mood? You have to ruin the mood.
I will tell you guys what my thoughts with Vettel a bit later on, but I feel like they will retain Giovinazzi because Sauber, Alfa Romeo, have 2 options of their drivers. They get to choose a driver, and they get to take one from the Ferrari Driver Academy, don't they?
I think so.
Yeah. So they'll take Schumacher from the academy and keep Giovinazzi. This is why. I feel like since they're going to have the same car as this year for next year, they'll need a driver there who has the feels and knows what the car is like. And no offense to Kimi, he's got a world championship, he's an amazing driver, all that, but he's going to retire this year because I feel like his time's over and he needs to give up that seat to someone else who wants to be in F1, and that person is Mick Schumacher. But for Giovinazzi, if he's with the team this year and next year, even if it's for a year, he will get to tell the team what the car was like before and after, and just help the team expand a bit more. So kind of like Haas in a way, where they'll have Magnussen and then Mick Schumacher, because honestly, I don't think there's another option. As you guys have already said, Schumacher is going to continue on to his dad's legacy, his own legacy, make his own name. That's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to fall into the footstep of his dad. He wants to make his own name. Mick Schumacher, yes, I'm here. Instead of, oh, there's Michael Schumacher's son. No, I'm Mick Schumacher. I would like to be called Mick Schumacher. Do you get what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking of the Alfa Romeo situation.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that is relevant.
You definitely didn't ruin that mood there.
I'm sorry, guys. I really wanted it to be a Vettel Schumacher storyline, but I don't think it will happen.
Fair enough. You can't imagine Vettel in an Alfa Romeo.
Well, never say never, though. If it does happen, then I will honestly hats off to you. So, Alpha Tauri. You guys' opinions. Boris. Should start off with you.
Gasly and Arugula. I mean, I think I'm being a little smart here.
Tell me why.
I'm kidding. I'm just being totally stupid. I think Gasly because last season, I mean, he didn't do the greatest in Red Bull, but he didn't do very well in Alpha Tauri. He did continuously get points for AlphaTauri, and this season as well, he's basically carrying AlphaTauri. Kvyat not really doing anything apart from one single point. And that's not much. 1 point is big, but it's not much.
But he has been failing due to engine issues and car issues. So.
But I still don't think that Kvyat will be in AlphaTauri next year. Not even in his car. Not even in a car.
Okay, so who's your other driver?
Derubala.
Why?
I mean, I don't know much about him, but I have watched a few of his races. He has done pretty well. He came from F3, right? F3?
Yep, F3 into F2.
Okay, when was that? 2 years ago, right?
He literally came in this year.
Oh, that's what I know. Okay, so when F2 was like, what am I talking about? Sorry. When he was in F3, we saw what he could do. Now he's in a really good team for F2, I believe, with
Yuki Tsunoda.
Yeah, Yuki Tsunoda. And Tsunoda's performing very well too. And Derubala did get unlucky on the first lap, on the first race, where I think there was a collision.
Between him and his teammate.
Yeah, so pretty unlucky. Considering where Derubala was in 7th, and that he had a very good start.
Okay, Midland, your choices for AlphaTauri?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought, being the junior team, I thought the whole point of that is to promote their Red Bull young driver program drivers. But right now, they've literally got Red Bull dropouts. Right? So, I don't know. I don't understand why it is like that. Kvyat and Albon. Kvyat, I think, has improved a bit since he came. So not Albon, Gasly. I'm still. I don't know. I think Red Bull should focus on bringing younger talent. They've already got their senior teams, so for them, competitiveness is not. It's not the big thing for them at AlphaTauri. It's more so to promote young drivers and to promote other brands, etc. So, I'm not sure about the current lineup. I personally wouldn't like the current lineup, and I don't know. Have they been signed up?
No, not yet. No one's been signed. So, your opinions on who do you think will?
I think this is one guy called Yuri Vips. Yuri
Vips.
I think he's a Red Bull young
He's
driver.
in Super Formula, I think.
He is in Super Formula.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he won. No, he didn't win.
He won F3, I think.
I think F4 he won.
F4, sorry, yeah.
And then, last year he was 4th or something. But I think he's definitely one to take the seat. Which seat? Probably. I don't know, because I'm really disappointed with Gasly because he's not shining as he did in younger formulas. So unfortunately, he's the one I would probably remove because I think Kvyat has improved a bit.
Which is hard.
I'm so sorry.
Okay,
I mean, you do have your reason. So, unlike someone else.
So I'm keeping Gasly for next year. I feel like I don't know why, but I'm thinking of the same route with Alfa Romeo and Haas with keeping a driver because of the car next year is the same. So and Gasly picks up points on the regular. So yes, unfortunately because of car issues, we haven't seen his performance this year. Honda seem to have some sort of problem with their engines, or AlphaTauri have some sort of problem, but they need to get that fixed soon.
We can't really say AlphaTauri had problems because Red Bull did in the first race. Because I mean, you can't really blame.
We don't know. We don't know what's going on with the Red Bull, AlphaTauri, and the engines and whatnot. But the second driver, I feel like is going to take that seat purely because they're their reserve driver at the moment, and he's got FE signing Formula E with Geox to take over Brendan Hartley, another Red Bull driver.
Oh yeah.
Sergio Sete Camara. Camara.
Yeah.
I feel like he has enough super license points. But I feel like Sergio has put on a good show. He is their reserve driver, and I don't see any problem with him taking up the next step, even just for a year to get the team sorted. Look at their driver academy, because at the moment, unless Daruvula and Snowder get into the top 3, I don't think they'll have enough super license to compete in F1. Not sure. And Yuri Vips, depending of his position in Super Formula, would determine however much points he has. And since Camera has enough points, he's got the full load. Why not just bringing up for a year and then see how the other drivers are doing, and then put him on? So
smashed it.
Yeah. So the next team, guys, is Racing Point BWT Mercedes. Also known as Tracing Point, Aston Martin, Pink Mercedes. You've got a lot of names. Force India,
BWT,
Spill the Tea,
AJ Malaya's team. So
I don't know anymore. I've lost hope for their names, honestly.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen with that much name changes.
Nah, it's not as bad as Red Bull's old
Okay.
They used to be Aston Martin, Red Bull, Tag Heuer, Honda. Like, it's a bit confusing.
It's basically what you would expect Elon Musk to name his children, but luckily.
Yeah. Imagine if he launched his own F1 team.
So, let's get on to the lineups. Midland, you're up first.
Yes. Oh, God. You put me on the spot there. Yeah, so... right, so they got 2 drivers, Sergio Perez and Lance Stroll. Oh, this is a difficult one. Obviously, Aston Martin is coming next year. They built up so much resources behind that, Lawrence Stroll and his conglomerate. But I don't know. It's going to be very interesting as to how it's going to work.
Okay. Let's see.
Aston Martin, they want to build their brand in Formula One, having returning for the first time in such a long time. And yeah, it's interesting. Obviously, it's very well known now that Vettel has gone to Racing Point to discuss a contract. I think that's his last chance of a very competitive drive.
I agree.
And the question is, who do they let go?
The son or the more experienced and better driver?
You say that, but
But Stroll's put on a performance.
Yeah.
He's proved all those people that. Oh.
Yeah.
I was very impressed with Lance Stroll.
He had a great start. He was up in like P2.
I think he's one of those drivers who needs a competitive car to really stand out.
I agree.
And so far, like he started 3rd, and Perez started 4th in that race.
4th. Unfortunately, Perez dropped.
Terrible start.
Exactly.
Perez had the worst start.
And I was really using that race as a to see. I was really expecting Perez. Yeah, I was really expecting Perez to take another podium. And he didn't. So
I mean, we did expect that in Austria as well.
I know. But
true.
It is. But I don't know. It's very interesting as to who they'll sign. I in my opinion, I already said Vettel should go to Alpha, but I don't know what he could contribute. And as to who they let go, it's very difficult. I don't think that Lawrence is going to get rid of his son.
Me either.
That's just never going to happen. So I do think Perez. This is going back to Alpha again, but I think Perez could go to Alpha. Or to Haas. I don't know, to one of those teams, and Vettel
build them up. But Perez has been so loyal to the team and given them so much. It would be so sad to see him go.
He did say though that they don't owe him anything in an interview, and he completely understands this is the business of Formula One. But it is sad because he's been with the team for 6-7 years now. It's a very long time.
I think probably more than 6-7 years. Oh
I
wait,
think
no, he did go McLaren,
2014,
I think.
2014 he joined. Yeah. So yeah, it's such a coveted seat. You know, join the Aston Martin seat. Aston must be loving all of this because. And they even trying to trick Vettel, saying, What's your favorite car from the James Bond movie?"
Yeah, saw that.
Just trying to trick him.
I didn't see that actually.
Yeah, they're playing so smart, these journalists. But yeah, definitely Vettel is talking to Racing Point. That's his last chance. And if I was to go for a lineup, it would have to be Vettel and Stroll.
Okay.
Just be realistic, yeah.
Honestly, I've just gone with the same as they have been. I'm keeping it only because I actually like Perez and Stroll, how they've been performing this year. I know this last year they weren't the greatest, but Perez did finish into a top 10. He did finish top 10 in points. Stroll did finish fourth in Hockenheimring, but he was lucky. But honestly, I want them to stay. They're very good drivers.
The reason I agreeing with Varish is that Stroll has proved his worth in the team. He's shown that with a good car, he can perform. He showed the people that were like, oh, you're such a gold digger, you're here because of your daddy, or that. He's proved them wrong. And honestly, I did have a little bit of like, okay, I think Stroll's got an amazing chance. He's showed me, as well as you guys, he can...
I didn't like him at first.
Yeah.
I hated him.
Perez, he's done a lot for the team, and I don't see why the team, even though it is a business point thing, he has been consistent since the very beginning, brought in points, and the pair are very good friends. You saw, I don't know if you guys saw this, but in a YouTube video, Perez was like, yeah, man, what's up, man? And then Lance was like, yeah, man, what's up, man? And they was having this great communication. You would never see that with Ocon and Perez. They actually devil to each other.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Seeing the pairing as well, having an amazing partnership, I don't see why they would just break that away. And to be honest, I don't know if Vettel and Perez, or Vettel and Perez may have a good connection, but I don't know about Stroll and Vettel and how they would go about their life. It may be a good pairing, but I honestly feel like at the end of the day, Aston Martin want to come in with points, and I think they'll still have the same car but different livery. So and I'm hoping it's not pink. Yeah. Please.
Well, it depends on who their sponsor is, but I know that's a very good point because, like you said, there's a matter of consistency. They got a very good car this year, and Stroll and Perez know that car inside out. And that matter of consistency is very important to drive them forward, and also possibly Aston aren't ready to bring 4 times world champion into a team. That's such a big promise that they're giving to Vettel, because Vettel will want to win 100%.
100%.
Whereas, but definitely, like I can see it, but it's a question of, are they strong enough to win together? It's kind of like Massa and Bottas at Williams. They were very good, and the car was very good, but they never won. And that's what matters. They need one very good driver,
and then one that can pick up the points.
And one can
kind of like Red Bull have Albon to pick up points and Verstappen to be winning.
Yeah.
So the next team is already confirmed. Is Renault. What do you guys think? Fernando Alonso, Esteban Ocon for next year?
I despise it. I'm joking. I mean, I actually predicted different. I didn't even think Alonso would come back. I'm not very.
Me either.
I'm not proud of my decision.
I called it.
That's true. You did call it. Midland must be signed to some psychic F1.
Me and Fernando go back. Yeah.
But for some reason, I put him down. Like I put Ocon, Alonso, and then for my other one, I thought because at that time Ricardo wasn't in McLaren, big spoiler, he is in McLaren now. I honestly chose Ocon and Ricciardo first, but I'm not very. I'm happy about the decision because Alonso is very good because McLaren 2018 was terrible, honestly. But he still picked up a lot of points. Van Dorn did have a few bad races, but Alonso was the man that he was basically the man that you can rely on. Ocon is a very good choice. He did very well in qualifying for the wet race.
He's amazing in wet races.
We saw what he did in 2018, Spa-Francorchamps, P3. Did not get the bread. Sorry, P3. Sadly. I'm very excited for Ocon and Alonso. Ocon was very happy about Alonso, I believe. So, I honestly...
Do you wish, I mean, you've already said, but if you had the choice, if you're the principal, who would you choose?
I would honestly keep the same team that they have this season.
Okay.
But in a better car, obviously.
Okay. Midland, your opinions?
Oh, God. Yeah, this is probably the biggest story of this year. But, yeah, it was, but, yeah, I saw the responses to Alonso joining. It was... Some people wanted him. Some people just were like, "Why is he back in the sport?" I'm kind of in the middle because I really like Alonso's driving. I think he's one of the best, and I think he never really got a chance to. He should have had four world championships at least now, but he missed out on those. Yeah, definitely him joining it. It could be something which is historic, or it could end up in absolute disaster. You know, because
the fairy tale story.
Yeah, and you know, we discussed Cyril a bit before, and he's not. To me, I don't think he's a great leader right now. I think
I 100% agree.
He's made so many leadership mistakes. And
the Steiner's better than.
But
Steiner's honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, even like as you know, as we found out, Alonso, he never really helped McLaren those years ago. He never really brought the team up, and now you see McLaren really. You see the spirit there, which Alonso, you know, you have every right to say that
he killed.
Yeah, he really deteriorated that, and yeah, I really do think they have to work together. You know, Renault have to say, okay, this is where we've gone wrong, and this is what we're going to do with Fernando. Don't overpromise stuff to Fernando. Don't, you know, lick his ass every single race as McLaren did. Because that's what McLaren did, you know.
That is true.
They did everything. That's why Van Dorn, I think, didn't have as good of a race, because
that's my other point. I really hope that Renault don't do what Red Bull are doing to Verstappen and Albon, because you know, George Russell said that, you know, Red Bull are treating Albon as if he's an idiot, right? And I'm really worried for Ocon if Renault do that. If Renault put all the effort and time into Alonso just to make him happy.
Yeah, and not in Ocon, because Ocon is a great driver.
Ocon is a very good driver, and he's a good brand for the team as well. And he's the future
French team.
He's a French driver for a French team, and he represents the future roadmap for the team.
Yeah.
And Alonso should realize that he's there to develop the team, not there to win championship.
Carry it on
immediately. Yeah. So anyway, Alonso's back.
If you were the team principal, who would you have chosen to partner up with Ocon? Or would it have been Fernando?
Renault don't have many junior drivers. I know they have.
They have Guan Yu Zhou and Christian Lundgaard.
Oh, I forgot about Guan Yu Zhou.
Yeah, I think. Forgive me, I can't remember his name. But yeah, that's probably one of the drivers I would have put. But at the same time, I feel like Renault have to develop, and I feel a good driver. Whether it was Vettel, again, Vettel keeps coming into every single one, but whether it's Vettel or Alonso, they had to go for it. I'm happy Alonso's back. I'm really excited because I feel like he deserves a better send off. I just hope he doesn't ruin it for himself as he's done with McLaren the first time, then Ferrari, then McLaren again.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of messy divorces, so we don't want to see that again. But
I don't like you. I want you. I don't like you.
Exactly.
I want you.
Exactly.
So my take on Fernando Renault's little marriage here, I feel like, as you guys have put it, experience is needed. They need more. I mean, they had that with Ricardo, and then they just lost Ricardo's belief in the team, which is why he's moved on. They need to be more loyal to both drivers if they want to work. They can't just focus on Alonso and then move on to Ocon as if he's just there for some picking up point thing. I don't know if they made the right choice, but Alonso, I mean, he was ready for it. He already wore the team stuff before everything was signed.
That is true.
So I think Alonso's excited to be in F1. Ocon was also excited. I think someone asked, would you be happy if Fernando was your partner? And he was like, yes, I'll be happy. I feel like Alonso would take that experience with him. Maybe Alonso will help Ocon become a better driver. Hope Alonso does not pass his arrogance to Ocon, because that would just not work. But
considering Ocon's a very nice driver.
If I did have the choice of choosing a pairing for Ocon, I mean, you have a driver academy. It's kind of like what I've been thinking of Red Bull. If you have a driver academy, use it. Yeah. Because those people are the future of F1. You don't know how long F1's going to be around because of global warming and things. So give those drivers the chance, and if they muck up, send them off, bring someone in. I don't know.
Yeah, and
give them the chance to prove their worth in the sport.
Exactly, and I think Renault are focusing too much on their history by bringing their old champion back as well.
Yes, it could be an amazing story, but
it could be an amazing story. If he wins again, oh my god, that would be sensational.
Oh my god!
I would love to see it.
Yeah,
but
it'll be amazing.
But there are so many things to think about first. Renault have to take responsibility because 100%. They were looking good initially, but now they're really, I don't know what's going on with them. It's
thinking about Ricardo leaving, I feel like he's made it a better choice.
100%. Now, I absolutely do.
Yeah. They have to be loyal because Renault they're basically unloyal. Look what they did to Hülkenberg, Magnussen.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
but they won't do it to Alonso. But that's what I worry about, because Alonso will have that.
Alonso will have control. He's got the remote control. He's like,
exactly. He decides. It's his team.
Yeah. My rule, my team, my rule.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Honestly.
Yeah.
The next team, McLaren, Renault, all for next year. McLaren, Mercedes.
I've got
wait. Let's start with the engine. Renault to a Mercedes.
Yeah,
not
I think.
A Honda.
Yeah.
Not a Honda. Not a Ferrari.
They don't regret anything, honestly.
I mean,
their old roots.
Yeah, their chassis this year has been built obviously around the Renault engine. So next year they've been granted permission to change their chassis shape so it can accommodate the Mercedes engine. Hopefully. I mean, obviously, this year's chassis is really, really good.
Yeah.
So
working out.
And if they find a good fit with the new engine next year, I'm really excited for McLaren. I think they're really going in the right direction, and I can't believe how much they're improving with this, with Sainz and Norris. And in terms of the lineup, I would have gone for exactly the same as they had. I think Ricciardo and Norris, they're both. They got great personalities and stuff like that. But I think once they're on the track, they are so serious and they're so fierce. I can't wait to see Ricciardo and McLaren. I'm really excited.
Yeah, it's going to be a very exciting team.
Yeah.
Both your opinions?
Well, Renault to McLaren. McLaren don't even regret anything, honestly. Changing a Renault engine. Renault's been.
I don't blame them.
So,
honestly.
Renault's engine itself has been poor.
Terrible.
I mean, every race you see Ricciardo get a point, Ricardo get a few points, and Ocon's not in points.
Hmm.
Ocon's in points. Ricardo doesn't get any. Ricardo's in points again. Ocon's not in it. That's what it's been so far. It's like they're relying on like it's crazy. It's not
not
really
a nice match.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
really. You'd
Would
expect
you-
both drivers to get.
Do you agree with the McLaren lineup for next year?
Oh, 100%. You're kidding. What? I like, you can ask for a better duo than Ricardo and Norris. They're very fun. They're very fun drivers. They joke around a lot, and they're very good. Norris has had a great start to 2020.
An amazing start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess milk really works for you guys. Everyone drink milk in the next 5 seconds, and you will have an amazing life. Trust me, it works.
I've got water.
I mean, I can eat my Lego.
In regards to the engine, I feel like they've 100% made the right choice. I don't know how much longer Renault will be in the sport itself if they continue this way of engine.
They're more of a family car more than F. They're not really made for me. They're not really made for F.
I mean, have you seen their Megane RS?
Oh God.
As of the engine, yeah, I've said they've made the right choice. It's going to be weird. I mean, it's going to be cool to see how they change the chassis to accommodate that engine. Hopefully they do it well because they've had an amazing start to the season. Norris has had the better start. He had a podium. He's been in. He's called Last Lap Norris. Honestly,
yeah, that's so true. Every single race, he's overtaken at least one to two.
Yeah.
He overtook 3 drivers on the last lap.
Last 2 laps.
Yeah.
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 Name another driver that can do that, unless your name is
Daniel Ricciardo.
Yeah. Unless your name is Daniel Ricciardo.
Ricardo does like incredible.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
Especially
He's
late
crazy
braking ones. I think.
Yeah. He's crazy.
I feel like Carlos may be rethinking about his future and maybe saying, "Hey, can I unsign my contract?"
Yeah,
but
honestly,
let's just burn the contract.
If I was in Carlos's position to get an opportunity at Ferrari, I would have taken it.
The driver lineup. I mean, what more can you have? You've got a meme king. I mean, 2 meme kings.
Danny Avocado.
No, I think it's a new.
It's gonna be so funny. It's gonna be the new bromance for McLaren.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Lando's a new buddy.
Let me tell you about my best friend. That's literally. You're my dad.
I think McLaren are going in the right direction. Renault are going in the wrong direction.
Mm.
Who's going in the one direction?
1D. The One Direction's probably Mercedes.
Oh, okay.
That's
next team. One driver's already confirmed. One is still hanging on the fence.
Red
Bull Racing Honda.
Tag Heuer, Red Bull Racing Honda.
Next year it's gonna be Red Bull.
Aston Martin, Red Bull Racing Honda.
Aston Martin. Aston Martin.
Aston Martin Racing Honda.
I can't even be bothered. I just call them Red Bull, honestly. Just call them Red Bull.
It's a simpler time, yeah.
Just call them Max Verstappen. They're all good.
Yeah, okay. Yes, that's too true.
So, Max Verstappen, do you think they made the right choice in retaining Max Verstappen?
What do you think? Come on.
Yeah.
They only care about
Verstappen. You go first. Let's hear your thoughts first.
Yeah.
Okay, so my thoughts with the whole team itself. Max Verstappen is an amazing driver. He's a highly skilled. I know off track what his business is, but on track, he is an amazing, confident. He'll go for anything driver.
He's definitely a world championship driver.
Red Bull, unfortunately, I feel like they're tying too much rope onto Verstappen. They need to let it go a bit and look after that other driver because, as we've seen, that's why Daniel Ricciardo left. He wanted to get away from that environment because they were too busy hovering over Verstappen. Kind of like with the Alonso thing. They've been too much over Verstappen and not really giving a damn about the other driver. Maybe we may be wrong. That's maybe how they're portraying it, because Christian Horner has said they're thinking of retaining Alex. He's a great driver and all that. I do hope they keep Alex. He is my other driver of choice. He is an amazingly skilled driver. He will take the plunge like Verstappen. I feel like they're both very common. They have similar traits in driving.
And they're very good friends, honestly.
Yeah, they have an amazing bond. I don't see why they would just, drop him for... I don't think if they do drop Alex, who will they put? They may get Vettel in. Once again, Vettel was an option. But Christian Horner has said Vettel was a no. We have no interest in Vettel. So their last hope is Albon. Maybe Gasly. Maybe Kvyat. Maybe, I don't know.
I really hope
maybe Perez. But I doubt it. I doubt it. I really think they'll keep Albon and Verstappen. They really don't have any other option.
I've gone with that too. I agree with you.
Yeah,
you said everything.
You covered it really well. I would have said pretty much everything you said. And like you said, I think they have to, as George Russell put it, not treat Alex as an idiot. Because it's for the sake of the team as well. Because Alex can do it.
We've seen last year.
Last year. So what I'm really happy about is that he doesn't take any shit now. Like he really like fusses, and he really says to the team, like, why are you putting me on this strategy, or why are you messing this up for me?
He literally shouted that.
That's how he should be.
Yeah.
Because I always had him down as the the guy who just takes it and accepts it kind of guy. But this year, like, I'm really impressed that he's actually standing his ground, because that's what he's got to do, and he's got to embarrass the team as they are embarrassing him. You know, and then inside just say, okay, this is how we're going to work together. Because I don't. Christian Horner can say anything he wants, but he never sticks to what he says usually. So,
true.
Yeah, and Vettel joining the team, that was never going to happen, and I didn't want to see that happen, because that's the past, and
your opinion on Red Bull?
I mean, you can't really ask for a better duo than Verstappen and Albon. I did say that for McLaren, but it's Red Bull we're talking about. They're pretty much... all you need is two great drivers and a good engine, which is what they had last year. But this season, the drivers are doing amazing, honestly. They're doing the best they can.
Drivers are holding up.
I mean, Albon's been very, very underrated this season. Of course, he crushed both Mercedes in the first race.
Could have got a podium there.
Not even a podium. He definitely would have got pole because of Mercedes' problems.
He was on softs as well, so
it was very unlucky. Like what Russell said and you guys were saying, don't treat Albon like an idiot. We know what he can do, especially when you're in a Red Bull. You have to perform well.
He knows what it's like to be in the Red Bull environment. He got dropped by Red Bull, so I feel like he's really fighting for his seat here. And if the car or anything else fails, I don't want to say this, but I feel like Red Bull will give up on him. And that's what I don't like about Red Bull as well. Sometimes they can be very unloyal to their drivers.
That is very
and that's what drove away Ricciardo.
Such a harsh way as well,
Considering how long Daniel Ricciardo stayed in the Toro Rosso and Red Bull program.
He was such a good...
10 years.
If he stayed with Red Bull, I feel like he would have had... he probably could have... With Max Verstappen, they probably could have got the championship, maybe. Maybe at least constructors, depending. Because
probably constructors, no way they're winning a championship when you have Hamilton.
Okay, that's
Bottas,
true.
Leclerc,
But they would have beaten Ferrari.
Definitely.
Okay, maybe, but even this year they probably could have. But we don't know what the Honda engine.
Probably could have.
I mean, they're already beating them at the moment, but Next team, Ferrari.
Oh,
the prancing horse.
Oh boy.
Probably the worst. They're the upsets. They're the biggest upsets.
They're the biggest upsets. Wait, the question is, who let Ferrari be even more worse than Williams?
Exactly. Even no offense, but Williams. are probably
we allowed Racing Point to copy Mercedes, but
Yeah,
who
yeah.
let them copy Williams? Do you think
I'm very.
Mattia Binotto has made the right lineup choice with Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc?
Yes, definitely.
Why?
I think that's one thing. That's one thing he got right.
He should be the chief engineer, not a team leader.
I think Carlos Sainz is such a good addition to Ferrari.
Mm.
I think he fits that mold really well, and he's a team player. And I can see him and Charles getting on together.
Yeah.
Even though they've been having good battles recently on track.
We saw in Hungary last week.
Yeah, exactly.
Very good battle.
Exactly. But what I'm worried about is are they going to sign a number one, number two scenario? In which case, that's going to be
Leclerc, probably.
Yeah, I'm not.
I mean, Leclerc has got the longer contract.
Leclerc he will definitely be number one. And again, this comes down to the Red Bull thing as well. You know, are they going to favor one guy over the other and then just completely disregard Sainz, which I think is completely unfair.
Because he's such a good driver.
He's such a good driver. He was, almost at Verstappen level, I would say. So he's definitely got it. Yeah, and he's good at developing the team. I think if they work together like Kimi and Massa those many years ago, Ferrari, they could really build the team up. But I think they made a good decision regardless.
100%.
Honestly, Ferrari and Red Bull's team currently, all of them are world champions. They have the potential of winning a world championship by far. And McLaren. So you have Norris, Sainz, Leclerc, Verstappen, and Albon. They have a long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all of them could win a world championship. It's very.
Down to the team, but that's a different conversation.
That's the truth. I agree with you guys. They have made the right decision. Like Midland, I hope they don't do a number one, number two. I just wish they can both make them do what, like the Massa and Raikkonen, make them both push as much as they can, get as much points as they can, get a podium, hopefully, if they can, and just push. Yeah. And since Leclerc knows what last year's car is like for next year, Sainz can bring in new information that maybe Leclerc hasn't noticed and build the car up and help for Project 2022 to become a better car. So as long as they work together, they can do it. But they need to change their leader. Unfortunately, Mattia Binotto is not. He should stay as his position before, which was chief engineer.
Because this week Ferrari have recently announced like a restructuring of their technical team. They haven't fired anyone, which is very, very odd for Ferrari. They usually fire people on the spot. I think that's a good thing, that they didn't fire anyone.
They're talking it out.
You have to build a team up. You can't just fire people and expect them to just do the job. It doesn't work like that. There has to be synergy. Yeah, there needs to be synergy all the time.
It's like what Williams are doing. I think Nico Rosberg's podcast, he had Claire Williams on, and she was talking about how they had every week or so a bonding experience where they'll take their people to a room and they'll have a chat and just bond with people, because at the end of the day, you're all working towards getting a championship or getting a podium. So the more you work together, literally, the more you work together, and that's what we've seen with Williams. Look how far they've come from being in the bottom to coming into Q2 and fighting for points.
It's all about absolutely.
So I feel like Ferrari need to rechannel their inner friendship and
I think
something up.
Yeah, that is quite true.
Okay, drum roll, please.
I'm literally.
We have Mercedes.
Oh my god!
They haven't completed their line. They haven't said anything about it, so it's all free, open out.
It's pretty obvious.
We all know, but like
we all know Grosjean is going to join the team. It's pretty.
Yeah, it's 100%.
I also think that.
And on that bombshell, we are done with the podcast. Just kidding.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
Maldonado has joined. Maldonado has joined Mercedes.
No way! Mercedes are going to be the greatest team. No, Mercedes.
Lewis Hamilton retires.
Please no.
But that could actually happen. That could actually happen.
I really don't want
I'm worried about
that. I've been a childhood fan of him.
Yes.
So, you guys' opinions. Let's start with Varish on this one.
I mean,
Who do you think is going to be in the team for 2021, and your opinions on that?
Okay, let's be serious. Who other than Hamilton and Bottas? They're probably the greatest duo Mercedes has ever had.
Okay, fair.
Obviously, I can't really say anything bad about Mercedes, considering every year they perform better than they do. Last year they got at least 500 points. The year before they got close to 500 points. This year they could obviously. How many races are there?
We have 3 new tracks, by the way.
Oh yeah, we have Portugal.
Oh yeah.
Nürburgring.
Imola and
a Portugal track. I don't know the name. It's the first ever track to be held.
It's called the Cristiano Ronaldo track.
Midland, your opinion on Mercedes?
Well, I mean, Lewis has been talking to Ferrari socially,
That's true.
with their president, John Elkann. He's been having like small talks here and there. And even though he says there could be a team in the future for him, I think that's all bollocks. I don't buy that for a second. I think, I don't. Lewis would be mad to go to any other team other than Mercedes. So his future is settled. I think the matter is how long will that contract be? What is the figure that he's going to get? Apparently he's asking for £40 million a year, which is ridiculous kind of money. But
I mean,
regular.
I think right now it's about 20 million or something. So he's
almost. That's way more
I think around probably 30 million, something like that.
I mean, considering all his sponsors, he's got his own line of merch with Tommy.
Yeah, that's his base. That's his base figure. Then on top of that, oh my god,
add-ons.
The add-ons, yeah, it's incredible.
I honestly think
he's got Puma.
F1 is the most craziest sport for money.
Oh,
without money, you can't be in F1.
Yeah. And then for Bottas, 100%, Bottas will stay at the team. And I think, whilst I don't think they're the best lineup in Formula One, I think the way that they work together is so good, and
they're very close. They're like mates, so they're not exactly Lando Norris and Carlos Sainz, but they're very the way they are both together.
But their individual personalities are not like Lando or Sainz or like Ricciardo, for example.
They're the stuff they talk about is always to do with the team, probably, and how they
you don't see them socially having a laugh. You kind of just see them. They're just work colleagues, essentially.
Yeah, they're probably the most serious drivers.
100%.
They're there for racing. They're not there to have fun or.
And they know how to talk to each other. Like when the press asks them, Lewis, like, what do you think of Bottas 3.0? He says, it's just Valtteri. It's just Valtteri to me. It's not. It doesn't. He doesn't play the game. He doesn't play mind games with him. Like he did with Nico, for example, a few years ago. And even though I do think Nico Rosberg is a stronger driver, Bottas by far, I think their synergy together, the way that they work together, is really good. And Mercedes, their leadership is incredible. Toto Wolff,
they're basically in another world compared to any other team.
Clap for Toto Wolff. He's really, he's got.
I feel like honestly, we really need to thank Niki Lauda, because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have had Lewis. We wouldn't have had Toto. They would have Lewis probably would have, I don't know, retired or something by then.
Probably would have stayed in McLaren, honestly, for the rest of his life. Probably would have moved to Ferrari.
Ferrari, I think Red Bull was also. Red Bull was on the cards. I remember that time. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was so many. I think Red Bull, but then I think he pissed off Red Bull that time because he said that they're just a drinks company.
But then he's sponsored by Monster.
Yeah, exactly. So but Mercedes.
That's like a kid saying, the Lamborghini was a grey colour, but he wanted a red colour. Literally, it's like that.
Yeah.
I agree with you guys. Hamilton and Bottas are the pairing that they are. They pick up points, they get podiums, they help the team improve year by year. You've seen their growth, and honestly, I don't think why they would ever replace Bottas. Maybe when Russell has the experience, they'll replace. Or if Hamilton retires or moves, I feel like they'll have Bottas as number 1 and Russell as number 2. Because at the end of the day, Bottas is managed by Toto Wolff. So Toto will, like Ocon, I honestly thought if Fernando wasn't going to be in F1, Russell would have moved into Renault. And they would have seen who's the better two to then move on to Mercedes. Because they both have a chance at Mercedes.
But when you compare Ocon and Russell, it's kind of hard.
Honestly, Russell is probably the better driver. But we have seen Ocon. Ocon has the more experience as an F1 driver, but he's had a year out.
Yeah, but that means equally they haven't. Ocon's had 2 years more of experience. Because in 2016 he started driving. I forgot the team name, but
and he's been a bit of a crash magnet as well.
He's still finding his grip. But
honestly, I wish. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. I wish we saw Russell and Renault. That would have been. I think for Renault, that would have also been a bit of a.
And honestly, I don't see why Mercedes would change their lineup.
They're especially not anytime soon. But I think in the future, after Lewis decides to eventually, but to be honest, I don't see that happening unless Mercedes fall. I don't see that happening.
He will be there.
And even if they do fall, they can still come up the next year, So, Lewis can continue forever.
Yeah.
And I feel him, this whole pandemic and taking this 6 months off, I think that's really
it made a lot of drivers realise that life without driving is really...
Yeah, but it's also re-energized him, I think.
He's hungry for the title.
Yeah, he's so hungry, and he's very healthy, he's very fit, and he's ready for what's to come. That's Mercedes. Yeah.
With that bombshell, we are done. So hope you guys enjoyed our predictions. Comment down below if you agreed with any of us. And maybe if anyone gets the right predictions, we should do a forfeit for the ones that didn't get any right. So the most people that got it right, like a leaderboard, it's like, I don't know. Do you get what I mean? Like,
Schumacher. Me and Midland went.
I mean, you two are the most similar, so
exactly.
Could be me.
And we weren't working together. Yeah.
I'm not doing any forfeits whatsoever.
So comment down below if you guys want to see that forfeit happening.
Also, can I just say, comment down below your favorite duo and favorite team from which year.
Yes, do that.
Why not?
So yeah.
I'll tell you mine. I'll tell you guys mine.
Who's
your favorite duo?
I'm probably gonna go. My dream duo would probably be Ricardo and Hamilton.
Oh,
mainly because I just love watching them race.
I think they would. Yeah. I think they would get on really well.
Yeah, honestly. My dream team would probably be McLaren more than Mercedes.
You're obsessed with McLaren.
I'm way too obsessed. Considering I'm a Hamilton fan, I'm way too obsessed with McLaren.
Midland, your options?
Wait, dream team with the current grid of drivers?
Yeah, current grid and team. Constructor.
I'm a bit old school, so I would go for the older drivers. So I would love to see Lewis and Fernando back in one team.
That would be good.
Because I really want to see them compete again, like in 2007.
I still would think Hamilton would beat him. Honestly.
No, I think Lewis will beat him. But I just want to see them both fighting it out the whole
What
year.
team?
Mercedes.
Oh,
Fast. It may as well be the fastest car.
Yeah. My choice is Hamilton. Why not? And Russell. I really want to see how they two would fare out in a race and in a competitive car. Obviously, the car would be Mercedes. Since
You know what? My car's going to be Williams. My car's Williams. I don't care. I actually go for Williams.
No, but that could happen though. Hamilton, because there could be a transition phase where.
I feel like
we're going to do Bottas.
But we don't know where.
Send him to Renault because that's what Toto seems to be doing with all his managed
I
drivers.
think that if that actually happens, Bottas will be partnered up with Stroll for racing points.
Oh, that could be an option.
I'd actually, or even Perez and Bottas. That'd be even better.
Yeah.
We'll see. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you guys can be notified, do all the things. Subscribe to It's Farouche to see videos daily now because we're in summer holidays, so we'll be posting more videos. Follow us on F1_universe44 on Instagram to see regular updates on our channel. So yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Peace.